Come on, Simon. We need to get this finished. Simon, I know you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. What do you want?
We need to get this done so we can get home.
Why do we have to do it now?
Because it's dirty now and tomorrow is the Passover.
Oh, okay. Well, what if we pass over the job?
I don't think that's what that means.
But it could. We could start a new tradition. I think it would be very, very popular.
No, we're not going to start a new tradition. You take the broom and start sweeping.
No. You don't start with sweeping. Otherwise, when you clear the table, all the crumbs fall on the floor and you end up having to sweep twice.
My God, that almost sounds smart.
Well, as you are fond of saying, you did not marry me for my looks.
So should we start with the table then?
Yes, as long as we can gossip about the guests while we do it.
Oh, you mean those men that were here? 13 of them, I believe.
No, there were 12.
No, there were 13. I counted, just in case our boss asked.
Yeah, at one point there were 13, but remember, the guy in the corner with the hood drawn over his head, he was only there for a little bit, and then he split.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. I didn't like him.
Oh, I did. He was the only one that made sense to me. This was a really weird party.
Well, first off, this was not a party. This was the Passover meal, the Seder.
Yeah, you know I'm not religious.
I know, but sometimes it's good to know things so you don't come across ignorant.
Hey, I'm not ignorant. I'm just highly selective about what I learn.
Back to the shadowy guy. He seemed to keep himself off at a distance.
You know, though, that's the sign of a smart chap because, if you jump in with both feet, you don't have any feet left for running away.
That doesn't make any sense. Honestly, man, sometimes you just talk and you expect the world to understand what you're saying, and when logical people can't make sense of it, you get offended.
Anyway, I liked that guy with the hood.
Yeah.
The rest of this group, man, they were overly dramatic.
We shouldn't have been listening.
But what else were we going to do? We are human beings. They were talking. We're nosy. What do you expect to happen?
I think we should get back to work. I want to talk to you about your sweeping.
Wait. It's bad enough we have to do it. Now we have to talk about sweeping?
It's the way that you do it.
Oh.
Look, you take the broom and you sweep about 1.5 feet and then you lift it in the air.
Boy, you've really studied this, haven't you?
I have. You only hit a little part, and then at the end you lift all the dirt ahead of you in the air.
Okay, so what's my punishment?
You have to listen to me tell you how you did it wrong.
Okay, then how should I do it?
Never let the broom leave the floor. Back and forth. Back and forth. Back and forth.
So what you're saying is there's going to be some sweeping changes to our business.
Did you just make that up?
Just trying to keep it light, Mama Workload.
Well, so we should probably start with the table as you suggested.
Yeah. I get so tired of picking up half-eaten bits of food. It's exhausting trying to figure out what part people bit off so they don't get their mouth stuff on you.
Oh, I don't think about it. I just do it.
Hey, did you hear them argue?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can remember the story.
Fine, as long as you can keep cleaning.
Yeah, okay. So there was a guy, they were at a guy's house, that's right, and he was a leper, which, by the way, I would not advertise. So they were at this leper's house, and some woman came in with like a really expensive thing of ointment, and then she proceeded to pour it on one of the guy's head. I don't know who it was, one of the guys.
The guy in the middle, the leader.
How'd you know he was the leader?
Well, because every time he said something, people got upset.
Okay, well, then our buddy in the hood objected.
Your buddy in the hood.
Okay, my buddy in the hood objected to the wasting of the ointment, saying that maybe they could have used some of that money to give to the poor. And then your guy, the leader, who you think is so cool.
I didn't say he was so cool. I just said he was the leader.
Well, anyway, he said that it was a good thing that she poured it on his head. Who thinks that way?
I'm sure that there was more to it than that.
Yeah. He said something about the fact that she was preparing him for his burial, which, by the way, gross.
Simon, sometimes you have to understand that we're just people, and we don't understand why other people do what they do.
Yeah, but I am a really good people, and if I think something is bad, it usually is.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you're so confident in yourself.
Well, I better be confident if I'm going to do this job.
We're just cleaners.
No, we are not. We are dirt detectors. Let me give you an example. Hey, look at that.
Ew, yuck. Where'd you get that?
It was just right under your feet the whole time. Everybody who's ever cleaned in here has skipped this dirt because it was hard to see, hard to reach, and just out of their grasp.
So shouldn't we just leave it there?
Hey, it's the dirt you don't see that gets you.
So are we going to clean it?
Heavens no. Like I said, nobody can see it.
As I remember, you had something to do with these men being here in the upper room.
You misunderstood. Okay. The other day, I was walking along and I was carrying that big pitcher. You know, the one you got in Greece.
The one I used to wash my hair with.
That's it, right. So I'm carrying this big pitcher. These two guys walk up to me and they say, "Tell your master." Right, I'm like, I don't have a master. So I was like, "Tell your boss to prepare his largest room for us to do this supper thing." So anyway, I took him to the boss. They made the arrangements, and here we are.
Well, what did you think?
You know, I don't know. I didn't know them, right? And honestly, they kind of look like bumpkins, but you never know. I mean, sometimes rich people dress poor so that people don't beg. So, you know, I don't know. That's all I know.
But who were they?
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. And I don't even care.
You do care. You felt something. You want to know the whole story or you're going to bust.
Oh. I almost forgot.
Oh, don't sit down. No. We got to get this done. If you sit down, it's like glue on your backside.
I talk better when I sit. But hey, when they kept asking, who's going to be the greatest?
The greatest what?
I don't know. That was the greatest one to eat the most bread, the greatest one in their troop. I mean, they were just whining like a bunch of babies.
Imagine that. Grown men whining like babies.
But then they ask your guy, the leader, who's going to be chief dude?
Did you hear what he said?
Oh, so you heard it too.
Well, I heard what he said. He said that the Gentiles fight for position, and that it shouldn't be that way in their group, and that the leader should be the lesser and the master should become the servant.
But that's so stupid. What's the point of being in charge then? I mean, why would you want to be top dog unless you get to bark at people sometimes?
I don't know, but the young man was pretty convinced. I think he believes that the way things are isn't working.
But what about the guy with the big voice? You know, the big guy.
Oh, maybe. Was he the guy that said that he would never run away and never deny?
See,
he would always be around.
See, you act like you don't gossip, but you gossip twice as much as I do.
Yeah, but since when is listening gossiping?
It's not until you repeat it, which, by the way, is exactly what you're doing right now.
I just thought it was chilling that the young man, the leader, when he told the big boy that he was going to deny him before the morning rooster crowed.
But how could he know that? I just think he was trying to scare him.
Well, they seemed pretty scared, especially when he said one of them was going to betray them.
Oh, could you believe that? And then they were all just like all around him going, "Is it I, Lord? Is it me? Am I the bad one?"
I'm sure that they were worried.
Yeah, they should be worried. I mean, let's keep score. First, they got one person that's going to deny him, and then now they got another person that's going to betray him. They have got some serious problems in their organization.
I think it was the guy in the hood.
Oh, you're just out to get him.
No, he just seemed very dark, distant, untouched.
Dark. Hey, I think you just described every politician in Jerusalem.
Maybe. But there was something wrong about his business.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just want to be by yourself, though, like he was in the corner. But I tell you, it was nothing compared to when your guy, the leader, said that whoever dipped the bread in the gravy with him was going to be the one that betrayed him. Oh, I couldn't see. Could you see who it was?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. No, I couldn't see it either. But what happened is, right after that, he dismissed somebody to go take care of some business, I guess. And then when I looked again, Mr. Darkhood, he was gone.
Well, anyway, you want to show me how to do this broom thing again?
I'm not going to show you again. Just remember to never let the bristles leave the floor.
Okay. How did you learn this?
Because every time you did it, I had to come back and do it again.
You know, I'm not like you.
What do you mean?
I don't like to work.
Nobody likes to work.
No, not true. I have seen people that seem to enjoy it, and I've even heard people whistling while they do it. Me, when I work, I want to spit.
I don't like to work.
Well, then why are you so happy when you do it all the time?
Because I don't like to complain.
Oh, I like to complain. You can be really creative at it.
Man, do you think that I do this work because I like it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Sometimes you could just be so dumb.
Okay, then why do you like to do the work? No, I'm asking you for real a question. Hey, why is it you like to do the work?
I like to do the work because it gives me time to be with you. Ever since Alexander and Rufus left home, I feel like the need to be close to you.
I'm not going to talk about Alexander and Rufus. They're no longer my sons, okay?
Why? Because they don't meet your standards?
No, because they left our home, our family, our peace to follow some teacher in Galilee who they think is the Messiah. And why do they just think that he's the Messiah? Why don't they know it? I mean, is the Messiah going to hide? I mean, he's a warrior, right? A soldier. I mean, he's a conqueror. He's going to ride a horse and have slaves. Why do they just think that he's the Messiah?
I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, wait a second. Why do you know so much about this?
I just know what you know.
No. Have you seen these boys?
Don't be foolish.
I am not foolish. I am never foolish. Have you seen them behind my back?
No. It was right in front of you. You were sound asleep when they came by.
When?
4 or 5 days ago. The man they're following is in Jerusalem for the Passover, and they said that God told them to come and see me. Well, come and see us. And they asked me to wake you up, and I told them no.
Good. You know what? Because I would have given them a piece of my mind.
My dear, they don't want a piece of your mind. What they need now is your heart.
That I cannot give. The holy book of Moses says to honor your father and mother.
They believe that they are.
Oh, they believe. I'm so sick of what they believe. It's like that young man last night taking off his clothes and then wrapping a towel around his waist.
Did you see that too?
Yeah, I saw it. I turned my head for a minute. Hey, I hope you did too.
Don't be silly. Don't you think it was moving?
Oh. See, right there, that is the problem I have with women. You convince yourself that silly things are moving, even though you know they can't work in the real world. I mean, he wrapped a towel around his waist, got on his hands and knees, and washed everybody's feet.
You didn't find that touching?
No! I found that to be the job of the slave who drew the shortest straw and got stuck having to do it. That's what I thought.
He did it because he said he was their master, but he was also their friend. He also told them that they should do it for each other.
Oh, yeah. Great movement they got going on here. Washing each other's feet and pouring oil on heads and listening for roosters to crow. You know what? I give him 2 months tops.
Oh, I know you mean well. And I know you're just joking. But I'm just silly, I guess, or foolish, or maybe feeling a little more vulnerable tonight. But there was something about that man when he took the shoe bread and he broke it and he said, "Eat it. This is my body."
Gross! You don't think that that's gross?
Well, yeah, if he was asking him to chew on his wrist. But I believe that he believed.
Okay, well, what about the wine? What about when he took the wine and he insisted that it was his blood? Woman, would you drink blood?
No, but I felt his heart. I know it sounds strange, but there was a little sadness mingled with the hope, and I, again, really believed that he believed it.
Yeah, but people believe all sorts of stupid stuff. I mean, remember that guy from Tyre that was convinced and believed that he was fathered by a donkey?
I guess that would make him an ass.
There she is. That's the woman I married. Whew, you had me scared there for a minute. I thought you were getting soft on me.
I'm not soft. I don't want to be hard. I'm so tired of being smug and streetwise. I don't want to be suspicious anymore. I don't need to believe that Alexander and Rufus have found the Messiah. But I don't want to lose them.
Okay, but you got to give me this. You would agree that the Messiah can't come from Galilee. You would think that the chap would have some taste, right? I mean, where in the holy book of Moses does it say that the Messiah comes from Galilee? I'm not religious, and even I know that.
We've stopped working.
I did it. I knew that if I got you talking, that you would enjoy that much more than working.
We need to get this finished up.
Hey, we always get it done. When do we ever not get it done? What does it matter if it takes a few extra minutes?
What do you think happened to the guy in the hood?
Ooh, excellent question. Business. He was definitely the man of business of this group. You know, he is the guy that knew the silver from the sermons. And you know, you got to have one of those. Otherwise, you're in the middle of a pretty little prayer and, you know, you starve to death.
There was something about his business, something that seemed evil.
Yeah, but isn't all business evil? I mean, it's just the idea that in order to get yours, it means you got to beat somebody else. It's kind of hard to do that nicely.
Did you hear him sing?
Who? The guys in the room?
Yes. I don't think I've ever heard a group of men just sit together and sing.
Well, it can't be that unusual. I mean, there are choirs and whatnot.
Yeah, they're choirs, but this wasn't the same as that. There was just a group of men sitting around, singing. It was sweet.
What were they singing?
Oh, I don't know. Joy, peace, hope. But again, there was a sweetness about it.
Oh, men aren't supposed to be sweet. Men are supposed to be strong and hard.
I know. But sometimes it's nice to believe that men might have enough gentleness to understand how a woman's heart works.
You said earlier that the reason you like to do this work is because you get to spend time with me? Well, I wrote you something. And then I know our anniversary is coming up. 25 years?
27.
Okay, I only missed it by 2. That's good. That's not bad. But we have to agree right now that if you don't like this, that this is stupid, and we'll both know that it was a joke, and we'll laugh it off, okay? Okay, so now when I say I wrote you, if I called it a song, I can't really, because it doesn't have a tune, because I don't really know what a tune is, and I'm gonna try to sing it, but I don't really sing, so I'm just gonna pick a single note, and I'm just gonna stab the note over. Does this make any sense?
Absolutely not. Just shut up and do it.
Okay. As a rock makes a stone, I don't want to be alone. You're my love of my life. You're my soul, my hope, my wife. So I wish for you this day peace and happiness in every way.
Oh, Simon, you are one crazy, lazy, wonderful man.
Oh, Susanna, don't you cry for me. Here, this is for you.
Oh, Simon, I think one of those men left their sandals.
Well, I don't know whose they are.
Well, I think we need to get them back to him.
I don't want to do that. Just leave them by the door, and if they come looking for them, they'll find them.
Call me foolish. Could be that I was just too sentimental about this group of men, but there was something actually right about it. And it seemed like something was about to go wrong.
Listen, there are going to be lots of people coming in and out of here. Not like it's your last supper.
Actually, it felt like my first. I like that young man. Simon, I think these are his sandals.
How could you possibly know that?
I don't, but let's clean this up, and then in the morning, can you take these and go try to find him?
Oh, okay, wait. Let me get this straight. Even though you don't know whose sandals these are, and we don't know who these men were, you want me to go into the streets of Jerusalem and try to find him just to prove how efficient we are?
No, I just want him to know that somebody cares.
You're serious, aren't you?
I know this sounds childish, but there was just something about him. Maybe it was the washing of the feet, or the offering of the bread and the wine, or telling his companions to serve one another. It just seems like the world needs a whole lot more of who he is.
Okay. Sit down. Hold these. I, Simon of Cyrene, do swear that I will go out into the streets of Jerusalem tomorrow and search until I find someone who is shoeless, poor, and in desperate need of my kindness and mercy. Good enough?
That's perfect. And they took him to the place of the skull, convinced in their religious fervor that they were doing God's will. They stripped him of his clothes, and they nailed him to a cross and watched as the blood flowed from his body until he was dead. They buried him in a tomb, believing they had solved their social and political dilemma. His name was Jesus. He ate supper at our house. We cleaned up after him. Our sons went on to serve him for the rest of their lives. My husband and I, we came back and we started the first church in Cyrene in our area. Sometimes life does not give you a complete meal. Sometimes all we are given are the crumbs. But if you're careful, you can gather the crumbs and get your fill.
Yes, the blood of the Son, it makes us all one. And what he felt in pain shall never be in vain. God freely gave our lives to save. Yes, the blood of the Son makes us one.